So late 2019 and into the decade of 2020, the manosphere has been something that has really took over the space when it comes to dating, when it comes to trying to go ahead and attract women. For a vast majority of people, it did not work out the way that was supposed to. A lot of guys still struggle with talking to girls. They even have more problems talking to girls than what they began with. They're doing the self-improvement things. They're going to the gym. They're taking care of themselves, but they still can't go ahead and talk to girls because they don't believe they're not good enough to go ahead and do that. The manosphere capitalized on a lot of guys' insecurities. That's why there's a huge rise in insecurities when it comes to guys. That's why the pump, right? Everyone saw pumps face rating courses, men's grooming material. There's a huge rise in that. And you have to also think about this too. Social media has a huge role in this. Social media has made dating way much more harder for people. And you might go into like that red pill, black pill, insecure route, saying, "Oh yeah, only the top 10% of guys do well on this," and that's a problem right there, to be honest with you. But the real thing is, when social media first came out, like 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018, a lot of girls were really struggling with insecurity. They still are struggling with tons of insecurity. I, it's way much more worse for girls when it comes to looks, but it really affected them first. But when late 2019, early 2020, when the lockdown happened, and we got to think about the lockdown as well. What was some things that you were feeling? Were you feeling like online dating apps were the only thing to go ahead and get your future wife, to go ahead and get your future girlfriend? You're telling me off of Tinder, you're gonna go ahead and get your future wife? Come on, man. And porn is a huge factor in this, huge factor. But going on through this time, this is where mid insecurity really got hit the most when it comes to social media, because their only input on the world was coming off of social media. It was coming off of YouTube. It was coming from Andrew Tate. It was coming from these red pill dudes. It was coming from these black pill dudes. And it's hard to stop watching this content because it's feeding your insecurity, it's feeding your self-worth. And if it's feeding your self-worth, if it's giving you doubt, if you have an opportunity to go ahead and reproduce, which is something that is primal, and that's getting tested, you're going to end up getting addicted. But going back onto porn, that is a huge factor, man. So many guys are there's a huge lust. So many guys can't control lust. So many guys can't. And since people can't control lust, they're on the hub, they're beating off multiple times throughout the day, especially during the lockdown. They're going on to self-improvement, trying to go ahead and they watch many Hamza videos, how to go ahead and cold approach. They got into the black pill side, they got into the red pill side. They're saying you gotta do this and do this to be successful. Then you gotta have that, you gotta have that. You gotta be making 6 figures a year. If you're not packing 8 inches, you're done. You can't go ahead and attract. It is so messed up, and you have to think about the type of girls that you're being off to. Like, those are the girls that you're setting your standard to. Those girls that you're being off on on Instagram, those girls are subconsciously building. You're building a standard for those type of girls, and those are the type of girls that you don't want. And the red pill guys who say you're trying to go ahead and get the 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, the people that you're being off to, you don't want those people, man. Your expectations when it comes to girls, your perspective when it comes to girls is so off. It's not even funny how off it is. Your whole entire mental about when it comes to dating, when it comes to attracting girls, to be honest, it's not that hard to go ahead and get a girl. You just have to put yourself in a social situation, work on your social skills, work on approaching. You're gonna get rejected. That's just a part of the game. But whoever's not afraid to go ahead and do it is gonna go ahead and get the girls at the end of the day. If you're taking care of yourself, man, you're taking care of your grooming, you see what beard fits your face, you're seeing what hairstyle fits your face, you're working on your fashion, you're working on your hygiene, you're working on your mental health, you're working on your self-love. That's all you need. But it just gets so overcomplicated because you're searching for more information on how to go ahead and talk to a girl, to go ahead and attract a girl, but you already know what to do. They're selling, people are selling on the insecurity of the lack of knowledge. And this is basic manifestation stuff right here too. You're insecure. It's not your lack of knowledge. You're insecure about your knowledge, and you're not going to be able to get the thing that you want because you're just consuming, and you don't need to consume no more. You already know what to do. You already know how to hold a conversation. You watch many millions of videos. Go out there and experience trial and error. You're going to mess up. That's okay, but don't let that don't let that destroy your path. And you're going to get a girl eventually, man. You're working out. You're doing all those amazing things, but it gets so overcomplicated because they say that that's not enough today. Being an average guy, you're not going to be successful today. So what is it, man? What is it, man? If you're and the most thing about online dating now, especially Tinder, and just online dating apps in general, you have to go ahead and get the premium version. You have to go ahead and get the paid subscription version. Imagine paying for a subscription just to try to go ahead and get a girl, man. That's like crazy, man. And you think about online dating apps as well. So many guys are addicted to porn, and they're just swiping right. They're on the app so bricked up because they can't get nothing. And since they can't get nothing off these online dating apps, they're gonna end up going back to the hub because they got that urge to go ahead and do it. They're gonna go onto the hub, beat their meat off, get that post nut clarity, go back on the online dating apps, then go on to the self-improvement videos, watching all the red pill videos, questioning your worth now. Am I good enough? Is it my height? Is it because I'm not 6 foot tall? Is that the reason? That's how self-improvement should not be. And self-improvement, the perception of it got really destroyed because of this. The whole entire dating side of self-improvement ruined self-improvement because it's not supposed to be received as that way. Self-improvement is supposed to be a thing that you have to go ahead and do, but you have to do it on your own. It requires silence, it requires your time, and you should be consuming the right self-improvement content, the content that helps you out, the content that helps your mental health out, but you're consuming all the things that are not helping out your mental health. And you're watching all these dating videos, which is not helping out your mental health. It's making it worse. You're becoming more insecure. How are you becoming more insecure on self-improvement? How are you becoming a worse person on self-improvement? How is your mental health getting worse on self-improvement? And the crazy things out there too when it comes to Chad, Giga Chad, Tyrone, all those names, man. That's what self-improvement is not about. That's why I don't say those terms when I record. Of course, I said it here, but those terms are so stupid because you're putting expectations that you have to be this guy. Like, it was at a point, like, during like 2023, 2022, you have to be looking like a male model to go ahead and just attract a normal girl? What? Like, what? You have to look like a male model? It's so crazy, man. And so many of us were on the internet during that time and still are on the internet a vast majority of the time, and that's our only input on the world. If that's our only input on the world, well, that's going to get projected out into our world. Because as within, as without. If you're believing that you're not capable of getting a girl, well, you're not capable of getting a girl. It's destroying your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is one of your greatest things that you have, and you're not probably realizing how much power, how much control it has over your life. But that stuff is completely changing guys' subconscious minds. It's making guys really into a scarcity mode when it comes to dating because they gotta be this, they gotta have this, if they want to go ahead and reproduce. And And that's not what it's about. If you're in scarcity, you're not in a good state. If you're in scarcity, you're not gonna get the results that you want. You're not gonna get the thing that you actually want. If you're worrying about your height, you're worrying about so many things, man. You're in scarcity right now. You're not gonna end up improving. You're not gonna end up becoming the best version that you want to be. You're not gonna become that guy who's actually going to get that girl because you're probably struggling with getting a girl right now, man. And you probably are taking solid care of yourself. Obviously, your hygiene is probably not the best because you probably are a little depressed because you've been consuming all this content, which makes you more depressed. Dating is not that complicated. If I had to explain what you have to do just to be successful in dating, well, have a good Instagram, because your Instagram is like your job resume. It's your portfolio. It's what you demonstrate to other people. If you're gonna hand out your Instagram to girls, you want it to be looking at least solid, right? If you're going to use online dating apps, don't pay for a subscription, man. The subscription is so stupid, man. You're paying to go ahead and get a girl, man. What? It shouldn't come to that point where you're having to pay $100 a month for a subscription plus some booze plus a date. Like, come on, man. Like, what? What? And so the amount of girls that are on there for attention is so crazy, man. And so many guys are just swiping right on those girls because they can't control their lust. Their lust is a huge problem. And that's going on to the point. You have to have some control over your lust if you want to go ahead and make better decisions in your life. Because you going on to these online dating apps with lust is not a good thing. And 99% of guys are going on with lust. They're just swiping right because they want to go ahead and smash because they haven't had the opportunity to smash because they've been watching the hub all day long and they want to go ahead and smash, but they can't because they're not confident in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. And this is the only way for them to go ahead and get a girl. That's the only way they think they're going to go ahead and get a girl, which is not. So have a better Instagram. Take better photos, man. If you could go ahead and get a professional photographer to go and take photos, this is all what I learned when it comes to it. Go ahead and get better pictures for your Instagram, for your social medias. Don't follow them all. Stop watching the hub, man. It's ruining so many guys. And the thing with the Instagram too, you in hindsight, you really don't need it that much, but that is something that if you have is a huge leverage thing right there when it comes to having a good Instagram, having good photos on Instagram. That is huge leverage right there. The other things is you just gotta get in social situations. You have to be confident in the knowledge that you have. Stop consuming all this stupid knowledge on the internet, man. It's not helping you out, man. You worrying about your size down there. Is that helping you out, or is that working against you? Is you worrying about your height working with you or working against you? Is you being insecure about your looks working with you or working against you? What is it doing? If it's working against you, it's not there to go and help you. And you shouldn't be at a point where you're putting a huge emphasis on your looks. Yes, take care of yourself. Take care of your grooming and take care of your hygiene. And watch your looks still improve because you're not in a scarcity mode when it comes to it. Bro, the plastic surgery part too is just crazy. The nose jobs, the the, the amount of things that it's just crazy on when it comes to this stuff. It's just mind blowing. It's a must, man. One of the biggest traps of what men is experiencing when it comes to dating, why men struggle with dating, is this. And it's annoying. It's wasting years of guys' life. It's wasting people's time. It's making dating way much more overcomplicated than what it truly is because it's not that complicated to go ahead and get a girl. But it's becoming more overcomplicated. The thing is, man, to be honest, you just need silence. If you're taking notes, if you're taking notes on communication, if you're taking notes on speaking, if you're taking notes on cold approach, use those notes and just have silence. Stop watching stuff, man. Stop watching all these dating videos because your perception on them is so fried, man. This was just a whole random yap video, just me yapping for who knows how long. And hopefully I become much more better at articulating this, speaking about it. And once I become better at doing that, I'll be able to address the problem more easier. But this is a huge problem with guys, especially, man. Peace.